What I have here is the K2 Cool Beans for 2015-2016. It is part of their Enjoyer series, and at first glance you're probably going to think I've grabbed the wrong board today. It's mega small compared to what I'd usually ride. This is actually a 147 and I'd normally be above the 160 mark. As you can see, it is a very, very wide board. It's 28 centimeters wide. It's got a very, very stubby tail here, and a big, big nose, so you can see that it's designed for the powder. So because it's so much wider than a normal board of this length, someone like myself with big feet who's tall can get away with it. So how does it ride? Well, basically, as you can see, stubby tail here has a swallow in it, so it's perfect for sinking into the powder. I was lucky enough to get it into some powder today. This thing turns on a dime. It really, really just whips around. You can do very, very short, nimble turns, and it's so much fun. It's like a face shot machine. Every single time you put in a turn to the snow, you can pretty much kick up a rad little rooster tail. It's very, very nimble, but at the same time, it's still pretty stable. It's quite stiff. It's got a nice flat section at the back here for stability, and then it moves into a rocker at the nose. That, combined with the fact the nose is pretty big, means there is pretty much no circumstance I could foresee where you would go over the handlebars on this. Even when I couldn't see what I was doing, I was still staying up most of the time and having an absolutely amazing time. That said, moving on to the piste, it is pretty much a specialist powder board, so on the piste you can't expect it to perform as well as a charger. However, it's still pretty good fun. Even though it's not got much of an edge to it, that edge holds really well. Someone like myself with big feet finds that it's really, really good to have that extra little bit of waist width for getting in cars, and it's very, very fun for that. Side hits are really good too. It's not got the best pop because obviously the tail is so short. As you can see there, you can set it back even further as well, but that doesn't really matter. If you just ping off little side hits, it's really good fun. Taking it off something bigger, I'd maybe be a little bit more concerned, and you're a bit limited to the things you can do. It's one for throwing methods on rather than, say, spinning. If you're thinking about buying one, think about it as a specialist board that you'd use for the good powder days. I wouldn't maybe consider it being your only board. When you do get that powder day, you're pretty much going to have the best day ever on this thing. It's so much fun. You could go through trees, big wide cars, whatever you like. For that, I can't recommend it highly enough.